I'm doing fine.
Yep.
I walked in to get some cough drops, and I told you I don't need to. I'm just going to say I walked in. We don't need to identify the place. And I just wanted to get some halls for the show. And I stood at the counter.
Okay.
Nobody there. Stood at the counter. Nobody there. 3 minutes. Nobody there. There's just not going to be anybody there. I just left. Put the halls back in.
What if you had, like cash in the counter with a note saying, I had to take the halls.
Yeah,
sorry, no one was here.
Could have done that.
I need these. I'm not going to steal them. Here's some money.
Well, I would have had to take the halls.
Right.
I don't think you could do that.
You could say
because they could say what else did you take? Right.
That's true, but it's their fault for not being there.
Yeah.
The door is open. Somebody's there to buy something.
Yeah, it's open.
There should be service that should be be going on there. Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care in Lincoln.
Right. Mickey Joseph.
Yeah, unfortunately, the story of yesterday was not the success of the basketball team or anything going on with the coaching surge with the assistants or recruiting. It was unfortunate news regarding Mickey Joseph. We've been tracking the whole week. Okay, is Mickey going to stay at Nebraska or not? That was the story heading into yesterday and even into the afternoon.
It was
regarding, hey, we need to know the status of Mickey Joseph with this coaching staff. We're getting Marcus Satterfield figured out for OC. Ed Foley. We're getting names continuing to flock in for the staff, and you're trying to have forward progress here with the program, and then you find out in the afternoon. I was hearing some buzz. I called you to say, are you hearing anything about this? And as the hour went on, more and more news came out, and eventually there was a press release from the LPD that indicated that Mickey Joseph
didn't indicate it.
Well,
it just said
it said that Mickey
There's
Joseph
no indication
had been arrested for strangulation and third-degree assault
for an incident at his home. And yeah, it was a domestic situation, domestic assault, and third-degree domestic assault and strangulation, which is a felony. I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at this. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to do a lot of meaningful commentary, although I mean, oddly enough, Jake, a scene from Yellowstone popped in my head yesterday, and it applies. It frankly applies. You don't watch Yellowstone.
I need to watch the show.
Yeah. Kevin Costner plays John Dutton, who's a governor. He had a daughter in this episode who got in a bar fight with another woman and did pretty good damage to her. And, it's the governor's daughter, so it's embarrassing for the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just embarrassing in general. And he encountered her for the first time after she got out of jail. She spent a night in jail, or 2 nights, whatever. And he encountered her, and he wanted to have a little talk, John Dutton. And she said, I don't have time for a talk. And he said something that applies to this, and applies to a lot of things. He said, okay, then I got 2 words for you. You don't have time for a talk? Well, here's 2 words. Impulse control. Control your impulses. That's what a lot of this comes down to. And you know what, Jay? There's a lot of situations, but sometimes if you don't control your impulses, you'll have a headline that says you're arrested on third-degree domestic assault and strangulation charges. And that's it. That he clearly didn't control his impulses.
No. And it frankly was absolutely shocking news yesterday to hear this.
Again, it's horrible.
It's horrifying. It's horrible. I mean, there's so many different storylines attached to this regarding everybody involved. But for Mickey specifically, this is a guy that was either going to be on the staff at Nebraska going forward with the salary increase, or potentially looked at for a head coaching job at Tulsa or other places, or either But if not that, still will be an assistant somewhere else making pretty good money.
His career was on an uptick.
Oh, he's on a huge uptick.
Yeah.
He just ended his career, his time at Nebraska as interim head coach with the win over Iowa. Oh, by the way,
his career was on an uptick. It was. He acquitted himself well as Nebraska's interim head coach. The record wasn't great. It wasn't good, 3-6, but he held the program together. And his career was ascending at age 54, pretty late, a pretty late ascension, but that's over. I mean, I'm not saying his career's over. It's not, I'm not saying that, but his ascension at this level is over. He's not going to be a head coach. Okay. Now what really hurts about it is the family issue.
Oh, yeah.
It's a devastating day for his kids, his immediate family, family. That's what, and then the Nebraska family. I mean, there's a team family, right? All those players that he impacted. It has a ripple effect, and that ripple effect extends to the entire Husker family. It was a rough day, kind of, right?
Kind of. It was a really rough day.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that, again, we talk about in terms of, if you take away what happened yesterday, the importance of what we had viewed Mickey Joseph with the staff is that he recruited a lot of players in Nebraska, and some of the best players in the team,
right?
And players like Mickey Joseph. He's a guy that players they run to. I mean,
they don't just like him. Now, hold on. They don't just like him. We always talk like we're eighth graders.
Respect him.
Yeah. I mean, like him. Who cares about?
You saw the tweet on Monday or Tuesday with O'Shawn Mathis saying he had to talk to Mickey Joseph before he made his decision.
I respect.
He's leaning toward the NFL draft, but I'm going to talk with Mickey Joseph.
There's a lot of that in that program. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
So I would think that there's a lot of words to describe yesterday, but I think that maybe the top one would be confusion. Really?
Yeah.
It's sadness.
Yeah.
And it's also, again, if like you said, with the players who respect Mickey, who play for him, fight for him, who committed to him, there's a lot of confusion with them right now, saying, "Well, I don't understand."
Right.
How does this affect?
Some ways. I mean, these things happen. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not explaining this away, but it was a domestic, and that again, impulse control. And nobody's judging anybody here. It's just an unfortunate situation, and I guess the way it can be helpful is you look at it and say you can't. It has too big of an impact. You can't do it. You have to control yourself. It's affecting our show today.
Oh yeah,
it's affecting the mood of the state.
I mean,
I don't know, and I don't want to be overly dramatic here either. I don't.
Well, again, I'm not trying to be selfish for the show's sake. Again, this is a time where we should be talking about happy new beginnings for Nebraska football, and new hires, and hey, what's next? Right. Now today is mired by an unfortunate event regarding a coach that the state respected, that the players respected, that nobody saw. I mean, that this is just shocking news.
Shocking. It was shocking.
Frankly, it's shocking. You don't believe it. Like, you wake up today saying, "Was that a dream? Was that?" But it was true. It's real.
Right.
And from the text line, to be fair, I mean, we have to represent this from all sides here.
Okay. Yeah. I like
Thunder says, what happened to not condemning someone until we know all the facts or until they have been proven guilty?
Well, I mean, we do know some facts. He was arrested and charged with third-degree domestic assault and strangulation. I mean, something happened.
There was an incident of some regard.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this isn't a quibble over money. I mean, something happened at the house. So you want this to gloss over this? It's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do. I mean, you don't. I will tell you this: that you don't land in jail unless the police don't take you to jail in these situations unless something happened. Okay, they come and they assess, and they determined, obviously, that something happened significant, because police respond to domestic situations all the time, but they don't take away people all the time. They have to make a determination. The determination was obviously something happened because Mickey was booked into the Lancaster County Jail at 4:03. Okay, 4:03 p.m. So I mean, come on. Now, I totally understand where the texter's coming from, but the fact is, Mickey, I don't know if he's still in jail, but he was in jail, and he'll be booked today in Lancaster County Court. So it's no matter what, due process or not, this is unfortunate. And you're right. You're right. You make a great point, Jake. I mean, we've been having these shows that are sort of uplifting.
Yeah, it's
right?
It's a change of the tide here, right?
Yeah, we've been having these shows that are forward looking forward, and here's this new coach in town, and he's formulating his staff, and it was a lot of positive energy, and this is not positive energy, and we can't gloss over it. You can't do that. It affects too many people to do that.
Yeah, it's a sad deal, and
you know what's interesting about it? If we want to lighten it a little bit,
sure.
You want to lighten this a little bit? I'll tell you what, it is really informative of what a little state, what a little town we live in, first of all, and then what a little state it was. It was amazing. Now, this happened, I think the police were sent to his house at like 1:45. Now, it was, I don't know when you texted me, but it was only a couple hours later that it had swept through the city that something happened.
Yep. Yeah.
It was amazing how many people knew something happened. Now, it was amazing to me. Maybe you could say, why is that amazing? It struck me how small this city is.
Well, I think that there's an element of why that happened quicker than usual is because there are a lot of people that are tuned in right now to social media to see what's next with Nebraska football, or message boards, or again, wherever you get your information from. Some of those are not reliable places, but some of them are.
Right.
But it's the fact that people are tuned in and want news regarding, hey, what's next at Nebraska for coaches and recruits. So they're more locked in than they have been recently. So that's why it probably spread quicker, because we have more people dialed in and they're hearing stuff, and it gets reported quicker, and boom, there it is.
It was incredible to me how many people knew about this, that something was happening. And then what happens is the offshoot rumors occur. Well, here's what happened. Here's why it happened. I mean, it's sort of insidious that way. But that's it. I mean, now, the finality in terms of Mickey's situation at Nebraska is really stark, right?
It is.
It's just final now. That conversation's over.
Yeah,
it's not going to be part of the staff, obviously. I mean,
just to hit this statement from Trev Alberts, by the way, was quick.
Yeah, I mean,
he said, I was made aware of the charges against Coach Joseph, and given the nature of the allegations is based on university policy, he has been placed on administrative leave. We have no additional comment at this time.
Right.
Understandable,
right?
Not surprising at all.
Yes,
but and again, for anyone that says, where's Matt Rule? Why is Matt Rule need to say anything? He hasn't hired him on his staff yet. Matt Rule needs nothing to say regarding this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to hear from Matt Rule regarding Mickey Joseph. He already complimented him in terms of what he did for the program. He did not officially hire him here. His job is to assemble a staff right now and a team and get ready for next season as quick as possible. It's not to make any sort of comment regarding the previous interim head coach who was being considered for a spot on the staff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now if you're Matt Rule, I mean, you got to try to just move on. There'll be a lot of questions regarding Mickey Joseph to him.
Yeah. I guess.
And he would say, well, that's not my deal.
He's got to handle it well, but he's got to handle it internally, right?
Yeah.
With the players. See,
that's
the thing about it. I mean, I'm getting these texts of people saying, glossing over this. What are you glossing over? I mean, it's created a major problem. All right, go ahead and gloss over it, but it's created a major issue. internally because the players are impacted. Now Rule has to deal with that.
Yeah, he does.
Now Rule has to deal with that. Okay. And I guess the new coach. Oh my God, yeah, it's a pain. That's it. That's it. I mean, that's where.
Yeah. Yesterday was just a really unfortunate, sad, confusing day.
Yeah.
And now again, we'll see what today brings in terms of all this, but we know that he was arrested yesterday.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens going forward.
464-5685, call or text. As always, watch and comment Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. I mean, yeah, people are. It seems pretty obvious just to answer all these texts. I mean, no, you can't keep Mickey Joseph on staff now. People are still asking about that. Believe it or not. I mean, that's how popular Mickey Joseph was this year with what he did in his one season, bringing the players he brought, with how he beat Iowa as the head coach to end the season, how he beat Rutgers, Indiana.
Yeah, it'd be hard to do it.
The question was answered yesterday, and it didn't have to be addressed by Matt Rule. It was answered for himself.
This is a felony arrest. Strangulation's a felony. Right? It's a felony arrest.
Yeah.
It's a felony.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's charged with strangulation. He hasn't been found guilty. But yeah, I mean, he's arrested, charged with felony strangulation. Yeah, I don't think that the main concern right now is whether he's going to be on the staff or not.
No. I know that you want to make that, not you. I know that fans want to make that a conversation because they still care. They're passionate about the program, but you got to realize,
I mean, I think
things have happened here.
I think there's a victim you worry about.
You probably should,
right?
First.
Should we take a call?
Should we take a call?
I don't know. I guess. Yeah.
We'll take a phone call from Jason in Kansas City. Jason, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Hey guys. Sad situation all around, like you said, man. It's once again, Husker Nation just can never move forward. We get pulled right back into the drama, and I'm not going to go too long because you can get real crazy with your thoughts. But I'm like you, Sip. I think it affects the team. I mean, it goes back to, you can take it back to Lawrence Phillips back in the day. I mean, he was a big part of the team, and when he got taken away, it affected the whole chemistry. But Coach Osborne was able to keep everything together. But Mickey was there coaching the team for a good few months, and it's really sad that this turned out the way it did. But I don't know. I mean, for Coach Rule, yeah. I mean, I think he definitely it's winning and having a season. It's not easy, and there's always obstacles. And boy, we haven't even started next year, and now Rule is right in the thick of the drama of Nebraska football. It always seems to there's a cloud, and I don't know what it is, but it's pretty frustrating. But hopefully, people can the folks that need to get their lives addressed, but you think you know things, and I don't know, it's just shocking because, like you said, we heard Mickey in his pressers, he reached out to the Virginia family, and I mean, just things like that. You're just like, man, you just scratch your head. It's like things just are not adding up, and it's frustrating. It's a head scratcher, but I don't know. We'll hope everything gets better. But yeah, it's a sad day for folks involved and just people that are rooting for the program. So
thanks, Jason. Appreciate the phone call.
Really rough for the family. I mean, that's where my thoughts are mainly. People are wondering why the police department sends out a news release for this sort of thing. The Lincoln Police Department addressed that. Yep. It said it does not normally provide a news release for domestic related arrest, but due to the high profile nature of the person involved and in an effort to provide transparency on an arrest involving a public figure, notification of the arrest was made. That was according to the LPD release. So that's, I mean, if you don't address, if LPD doesn't address it, I mean, the rumor thing would have been incredible. Yeah. And that's what I would say, Hosser, Haas is wondering about this texting. That's the thing, Haas. The rumor thing would have been out of control.
Yep.
I mean, it was out of control. I actually applaud the LPD in this case for addressing it, because it would have been out. I mean, I don't even know how to characterize what that would have looked like last night at around 5 p.m.
You think about the rumors that we already exist here regarding the coaching search before this happened. Now, regarding an actual arrest, if we had no official news on that.
Okay, if there was no official news, there was booking information that's posted. I can tell you that if there was no news release, reporters would have descended upon that home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They would have. And then what would have that have looked like for those kids?
Terrible.
Right.
Terrible.
Or how about the neighbors? I mean,
just a horrible situation.
Yeah. So no, I mean, to say that why did this need to be a news release? Come on, think about it. Think about how much of a scene that would have been in that neighborhood. I mean, and in this market, the way it works, it would probably just wouldn't have been reporters. I mean, John Q.
Yeah. Probably
is over there, right?
Yeah.
So I think there was some order. This added some order to the situation, which felt fairly disorderly, at about 4 p.m. yesterday.
Let's get another call on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 464-5685. Jerry, you're on early break. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, good morning, guys. This basically makes me sick to my stomach, and I feel terrible for Mickey, his family, and the team, and the university, and everybody. But it reminds me of several things I used to tell my athletes or my coaches that I dealt with, is that a reputation takes years to build, and it can be destroyed in one night.
Yeah.
Or in the afternoon in this day. So you really have to keep control of what you're about, even through the bad times. Another one of my gimmick lines was, I always wanted to know of my players, who could be good when it's going bad. Anybody can be good when it's going good, but who can be good when it's going bad? Because when you find those individuals, then you really have something. And so it's just a sad deal, and I'm sickened by it. But, everybody's just got to make sure that maybe we learn a little bit from it, that life is not always fair. It's not always easy. In fact, many times it's harder than easy.
Yeah.
And especially when you're in a tough business. Coaching's a tough business.
It is.
I mean, here he stands with a chance to maybe be the head coach at a big time football school, and doesn't get that opportunity, and who knows what went on. But it's sad, and you just hope and pray that Mickey and his family can come through this.
Right. That's what you.
Thanks for the call, Jerry.
I mean, I was literally writing a column. I mean, Jake, I was writing a column getting ready to say thank you to Mickey, because I don't think it was going to, from what I was hearing, I don't think he was going to be part of the staff. And I was writing that column when all this was going on. And then I started, I was literally writing a paragraph about Mickey perhaps being in line for these head coaching jobs at Florida Atlantic,
Tulsa,
UNLV, Tulsa. I think Wyoming's open. Is it Wyoming? No. Craig Bull's still there. Yeah. There's some jobs though that would make sense. Like I said, Florida Atlantic. Tulsa's not the only one. Everybody brings up Tulsa, but Florida Atlantic, Western Michigan, UNLV. Those are all jobs I thought Mickey maybe could make a run at. And I was writing. I was looking at them, and then got your text. And I started receiving some other ones, and I thought, okay, this is just one of those Nebraska things,
another message board rumor, taking off.
Yeah, another crazy Nebraska rumor that crop up about every day.
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
places.
Yeah, it's about every day, and you tend to roll your eyes. But then it started, you could feel this one. It's almost a feel on these rumors now. Like, I was like, okay, too many people here, too many people reaching out. I mean, it was 3 or 4, but it was 3 or 4 of the right people, So yeah, that's, I mean, it is. I mean, see what's happening. I mean, see the one thing you learn from it is these things do have an impact on your community.
You've seen it pretty clearly here.
Yeah,
in Nebraska.
Right on the show.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, what do you?
It's not. This is not. Again, this week should have been about the full week. Should have been about the staff, learning what's next for Nebraska football with Matt Rule, and it still is about that. Going forward.
It has to.
But today and yesterday at the afternoon was not about that. It was about an unfortunate situation regarding a coach that was the interim head coach that was being considered for Nebraska staff, and that in a terrible situation that happened there. So it's unfortunate. We will, if we learn more news today, we'll hear it on our shows throughout the programs on the ticket. But that's what we know right now. And no matter what you say, it's just a really unfortunate and confusing situation.
So, all right, you want to talk about hoops next?
I do. We'll talk about something positive, which was Nebraska basketball. That's not always the case for Nebraska basketball.
No.
But Sip, I think I witnessed the best second half I have seen in the Fred Hoiberg era.
Okay, let's talk
night.
about that.
We'll discuss that next on Early Break in the Ticket.
Here, Trek D. It's football. It means you're tailgating, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so I don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him too and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD done right.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Here is your state football championship recap. In Class C1, number 2 Pierce dominated the number 1 Aurora 42-14. In Class B, the number 1 Bennington Badgers took down number 2 Gross Catholic 38-14. And in Class 8, number 1 Omaha Westside just held on to win over Gretna. Zane Flores would throw for 414 yards with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Anthony Rizak for Omaha Westside was able to play a cleaner game, completing 27 of 36 passes, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
The most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in one place at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Autonomous and robotic equipment, precision ag, commodity marketing gurus, and more. All in the brand new Innovation Hub at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Come check it out December 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Guys, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has changed my life. I'm healthier, I'm more fit, I have more energy, and oh yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight, almost 100 pounds. Now's the time for you to take control of your health and join the Farrell's 10-week challenge. The program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition to set you up for success. And ticket listeners, you can get in for half off. The next challenge starts on January 7th at both of their locations, 40th and Yankee Hill, and their brand new spot at 70th and Vine. Get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Join today, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Expect mostly sunny skies. It will be a little windy here for our Thursday. South winds gusting over 30. See an afternoon high of 49. Those winds will remain a bit strong tonight, with lows dropping down to around 36. We should be very mild tomorrow with a high of 61, with a strong cold front will be moving through by late tomorrow afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers says let it snow, because a white New Year's Eve could mean free jewelry. Shop from December 1st to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Holiday savings throughout the store. 36 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Shop from December 1st to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, you can call or text 402-464-5685. Watch and comment Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The show sponsored by Gaina Trucking. We're going to move away from Mickey Joseph here for the segment because we can. We're going to. Because there was some positivity last night in Nebraska sports. And I teased before the break, Sip. Now, I was at the game. This is my first game I've attended since the Creighton game last year.
Good for you.
Which I believe was in either late November or early December last season.
Yes, usually is. Nice job.
I after that game last year, so I'm not going back to a game this year, which I didn't. And I had not been to a game yet, but Mike Shafer would be here at 7 o'clock, invited me to the game. Good. So we went together.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the second half Nebraska played. Now, it was aided by some horrible shooting by Boston College, but on the Nebraska scoring end, I don't think I've seen a better second half of basketball, or even first half, a better half of basketball than what Nebraska played in the second half against Boston College last night. This was a 3-point game at halftime. Nebraska led 37-34. Nebraska outscores Boston College 51-33. Boston College had 4 points in the second half with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
They had scored 4 points.
Right.
Through half of the second half.
Yeah, I was watching.
Which was, again, a lot of bad shooting, but still good rebounding by Nebraska, some good defense, and they made their shots. Tominaga was excellent last night. Tominaga, Kisei had 23 points on 4 of 5 on 3, 7 of 8 overall shooting. You had 4 other guys in double figures with Wiltshire going for 14.
I like the way you did that, by the way. You did that thing where you did that Tominaga case.
I did your version of it.
Yeah, keep doing that.
No.
So, Yeah,
CJ
Wilcher,
Wilcher
CJ.
had 14. Emmanuel Bandamel had 12. Jawan Gary and Derek Walker both had 10, and even Sam Griesel got in with 8 points there. It was just, again, the second half, as you prepare for a very scary game on Sunday against Creighton. We said it on the show yesterday. Nebraska, again, they'll probably get beat handily on Sunday, but if you wanted to believe you could be in the same gym as Creighton, you wanted to go in with the win, and they blew out BC only with a 3-point halftime lead.
Yeah. No, you're right.
This is two straight Power 5 wins, by the way.
By the way, we make a lot of assumptions as sports media. We do, right? We make a lot of assumptions about what's going to happen. Oh, I mean, Nebraska will not. They'll get blown off the floor by Creighton. We probably would have said that about Florida State yesterday when they played Purdue.
Yeah, another weird game. Purdue wins by 10, but Florida State was up by as many as 4 in the second half.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that said, well, not just media. I mean, people that said, oh, God, I mean, this is going to be ugly. Purdue's going to blow their doors off. Didn't.
I couldn't believe what I was watching before the game. I said, well, how is this? Nebraska just killed these guys.
Right. And Florida State, I told you I had a Division I coach tell me Florida State's one of the worst Division I teams he's ever seen in 30 years.
Well, they've had some terrible losses this year. I mean, they are 1-8 now, but it's still a Power 5 school. A Power 5 school can rise up once in a while.
So I 100% agree with you. Nebraska, listen, they play hard. We talked about this yesterday. I don't want to just spew cliches, but they do play hard. They play together. They do. I mean, they did last night. Casey got hot. I said yesterday that if Nebraska is going to be a good team this year, Casey, Tominaga, and CJ Wilcher, they about have to score in the teens every game. Because Nebraska doesn't have a lot of other shooters. You understand?
Yeah, CJ had a slow start, and then he had a great second half. I mean, he had a huge second half.
Those guys need to be consistently good from the perimeter, or Nebraska's not going to have much of a chance. And they were last night.
Right. Last night was what I think people envisioned Kisei would do the whole time here. Not every night going off like that, but the ability, he had some serious swagger going last night.
He's really upped his game. I mean, he's better off the bounce now. You note that he's not only a 3-point shooter.
He drives.
He drives.
Yeah, and he had a nice finish way up high off the glass, contested.
He gets a lot of deflections on defense.
Yeah.
He's playing defense. He's playing defense. Playing at times well. He's an issue because he's limited size-wise.
Right.
So you can go at him. He can be a matchup issue for you, for your team. But he does. But I'll tell you one thing Casey does is play hard. Plays really hard.
Yeah, and I think that it's in a different style, so hear me out on this. But the way he operates on the floor, he's like an Energizer bunny.
Yeah,
you remember Benny Parker? He was different. He was a good defensive player. He wasn't a great offensive player. He was good defensively. Yeah. But what he did is provide a spark. He provided energy. He was always upbeat. He was a go-getter every minute of the game, and he really lifted the team's spirits if they were down because he would make a play defensively or get a breakaway. And again, Tominaga is not a great defender. He's getting better. But you could just tell when he's on, the team is really locked in. And he was on last night.
Yeah. So, and but the other thing I was struck by in that game is Boston College is really small. They're strangely small, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
They don't look like a Division I team.
Nebraska out-rebounded them by 3, so not a ton, but they did. 29-26 in the boards.
Yeah.
They're a bad team. It's a bad team.
Well, they were 5-2.
Yeah, their wins were not. I mean, they beat Wyoming. If that's notable.
Yeah, I don't want people to turn on the radio and hear us discrediting Nebraska.
No, I'm not.
They played well. I mean, Nebraska played well in that game, and the last 2 games that I've watched, Florida State, Boston College, Nebraska plays hard.
Well,
I mean, they do. You appreciate that effort. Vandemel and Gary Griesel, those guys lead them. Derek Walker always plays hard. These guys are. I mean, they give you that, and then. The thing where they're deficient is they don't have a star player. I mean, they just don't have a star player. And that's I don't think you can call Derek Walker a star player in the Big Ten.
No,
good.
he's your best player. He's
good.
solid.
Yeah,
and last night he battled foul trouble. He only played 18 minutes in the game. He had 3 fouls, but he had 10 points. He was another Derek Walker. We've always seen him as efficient.
He's very efficient.
This is a standard. 5 for 6. It's a standard night. He's not going to go out there and go 3 for 10 ever.
Well,
he doesn't do that.
He at times. Well, I'd say he's incredibly efficient.
Yeah. Every night it's like he misses one shot.
Right. He is very efficient. When we say when we say he's not a star, he's not an NBA player. They don't have that. They don't have those guys this year. He's not going to play in the NBA. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. And we'll see. Now I'm not doing that thing where I'm saying they're going to get their doors blown off by Creighton, by Indiana, and by Purdue. My guess is 1 or 2 of those games they'll press. They'll press them. They'll not literally press, but they'll press the issue and make it close. I bet they do. I bet in 1 or 2 of those games they're able to put a scare into those ranked teams.
I was texting with the Creighton fan last night regarding his thoughts in Nebraska. Not Nick. What's Nick's eyes there?
See, here's the thing about Jake. He always presents himself as this very anti-Creighton, anti-Iowa. I think we're starting.
Oh, I am.
No.
But
I think we're starting to see
I can have a friend that's a Creighton fan. I don't have to respect who he likes, but I can at least
go ahead. Start deflecting.
He said Nebraska's defense is way better than it has been in previous years, and that will cause Creighton some problems.
Mm-hmm. They play defense.
He says Nebraska's defense is way more disciplined than it ever has.
Yep. I applaud Fred for the way he's coaching this team. It looks like a team now, and they're organized. Fred's really into it too. I mean,
that's good to see. I'm glad he's still into this. That he wants to be here. It appears.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know that I ever felt he didn't, but he's in a tough situation in that fighting for his job, right? I mean, this is what he's doing, fighting for his job. When you go 9-50 in your first 3 years in the Big Ten, you're fighting for your job.
Then I ask the question: How badly do you want to be here? Then that's what I mean. If you're 9-50, how badly before the season did you still want to be?
You may get attacked for that comment because I don't know that anybody questioned Fred and how much he wants to be here. Did they? I don't know that.
I don't know if they did.
We never did.
But this
sort of surprised to hear you say that.
I would say this is a coach. This is a guy that played many years in the NBA, was an executive in the NBA, coached in the NBA, has a lot of pride. I assume that pride has been pretty bruised with 9-50. He doesn't need this job.
No.
Right?
No.
That's what I mean. He does not need he will have opportunities anywhere he goes. Maybe not to be a head coach, but to be involved in executive stuff.
I am interested in the psychology of that discussion. I never know, because we are not in that realm financially. I don't know how that, like we talked about that with Rule. He doesn't need to work. And he doesn't need to worry about being fired. So how does that affect his daily performance? That's a very good sports psychology discussion. That is it's an individual discussion. It depends on the individual.
It does.
I mean, I don't know what it's like to operate daily not worried about getting fired, because I'm not in that situation. It would cause some stress in my life if I got fired.
Sure, me too.
Now, would it cause any stress in Fred's life if he got fired today? I'd say no. Probably zero stress.
That's what I'm saying.
Some degree of embarrassment, hurt, but no, I mean, little stress, right?
But back to what you're saying, though, it appears he still wants to be here. He's fighting. You can see he's
fighting.
And again, like I said, I'll say it again. That the second half last night was, to me, the most impressive half of basketball I've seen under Fred Hoiberg.
I like watching those newcomers too, Gary and Bandamel. They really play hard.
Gary is, that guy's a motor. He's a motor.
Bandamel too.
Yep.
They play their asses off. Excuse my language.
You could say that.
Excuse my language. Nick, is that trouble? They play their asses off.
Congrats to the guys. 5-3.
Yes.
Creighton's up next, then Indiana and Purdue. So the gauntlet's here. But at least you're going into the gauntlet with 2 straight wins over Power 5 schools. Florida State, Boston College. We own the ACC. Bring on Duke, baby. Bring on
Rick
Duke.
Heyman's going to throw down the gauntlet here.
Yes, he is. Rick Heyman's up next with a song of the day on Early Break on the Ticket.
This is Lindsay Teal from the golf team. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the avid golfer in your life, don't give them something they can't even from a gift card for a stocking stuffer, or give the gift of a membership and let them golf all year long. Their space is also perfect for Christmas parties, corporate events, birthday parties, or anything else. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Trendy or traditional, Gary Michaels Clothiers specializes in men's tailored clothing. Off the rack or custom made to measure, there is simply no better shopping experience. Offering designer furnishings, sportswear, shoes, outerwear, and accessories for a man always concerned at looking his best. With world-class tailoring and personal service, all makes Gary Michaels Clothiers Nebraska's premier store for men. Come visit us now at Village Gardens, south of 56th and Pine Lake Road in Lincoln.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Here is your state football championship recap. In Class C1, number 2 Pierce dominated the number 1 Aurora 42-14. In Class B, the number 1 Bennington Badgers took down number 2 Gross Catholic 38-14. And in Class 8, number 1 Omaha Westside just held on to win over Gretna. Zane Flores would throw for 414 yards with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Anthony Rizak for Omaha Westside was able to play a cleaner game, completing 27 of 36 passes, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Guys, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has changed my life. I'm healthier, I'm more fit, I have more energy, and oh yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight, almost 100 pounds. Now's the time for you to take control of your health and join the Farrell's 10-week challenge. The program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition to set you up for success. And ticket listeners, you can get in for half off. The next challenge starts on January 7th at both of their locations, 40th and Yankee Hill, and their brand new spot at 70th and Vine. Get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Join today, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are rocking in Louisville. We've got transport showing up every day with loads of new inventory, lots of new trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Our pre-owned inventory is also filling up fast. Our GMC Terrain inventory is really filling up fast, so we're putting special pricing on those right now. This is the time to check out our GMC Terrains, as we've got all models with a great selection of colors at a discounted price. So please stop in or check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Are you looking for some holiday fun right in the heart of downtown Lincoln? Bring your friends and family to Lincoln's largest drive-through Christmas lights experience. This show features countless high-quality lights and vibrant colors, holiday props, and favorite characters of the season, all synchronized to music to enjoy in your car. Start a new holiday tradition this year and experience the magic of Nebraska Christmas Light Show at Haymarket Park from November 26th to January 3rd, 5 p.m. to midnight. Purchase tickets today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
It's always your lucky day when you play slots at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. The more you play, the more you win with Warhorse Rewards. Sign up for free and see how easy it is to rack up rewards any way you play. Redeem points for free play and more. Plus, bring your premium player's card from another casino and we'll instantly match your tier for even more benefits. Get in the game at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer 2 of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room is a grand down, featuring beautiful antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it up and repaired at Renew Your Auto. Tons of services, ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. It wasn't like it is now.
Okay.
You got country, you got R&B, you got
Man who knows a good song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees.
That makes me happy.
Song of the Day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
You can stick that claim. Good work is the key to good fortune. Winners take that praise, losers seldom take that blame. If they don't take that game, and sometimes a winner takes nothing. We draw our own designs, fortune has to make that brain. We go out in the world and take our chances. Fate is just the weight of circumstances. That's the way that Lady Luck dances. Roll the bones.
Song of the day, Roll the Bones by Rush. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Roll the bones. Roll the bones. Why does it happen? Because it happens. Roll the bones. Roll the bones.
Once again, your song of the day. I've never heard this one before. Roll the Bones by Rush. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Roll the Bones.
I've never heard this song before.
By Rush.
By Rush. You got Rush within the first five seconds.
Yeah. Ultra talented Rush. I mean, that song is an example of talent. I mean, I'm not big on it. I mean,
you don't have to be.
No. I like the fact that he went outside the box on this one, played a deep cut.
That's definitely a Rush deep cut.
Yeah.
That's not one you hear on radio.
No, that's not living in the limelight, right?
It's not Tom Sawyer.
Right. Can you do one more?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I like the effort, and the song wasn't bad. Rush, I'm always, there's two bands that I never know what to do with. Rush and Yes. The similar band to me. Very similar sound to me. Very similar approach. Yes and Rush. I can't say I really like them, but I like some of their music. Rush more than Yes. I mean, there's some Yes songs that are repulsive.
What about Owner of Lonely Heart?
That's Yes?
That's their biggest song. Yeah, that is Yes's biggest song. Rick's played a lot of Yes before.
I'll give that song of Rick's a 6.7.
I'll go a 4.5.
Okay,
you like honesty, Rick. I didn't like the song that much, but I respect the different vibe. We're joined now by Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Good morning, Rick. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning on this interesting day. Sorry about what's happening down there, but none of us could foresee that. This song, terrible ratings, by the way, you guys.
Hey, we can't win them all, Rick. Can't win them all.
Yeah, it's just horrific. I'm going to post, what I'll do later is I'll post a live version of this on my Facebook.
Okay.
I think you might change your mind. But this is a song about fate.
Fate.
And Roll the Bones refers to rolling the dice.
Okay.
Which obviously Nebraska has done with this new hires, and that's why I picked this song. Incidentally, R.I.P. Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac.
Right. Yesterday, yep.
She passed away
Really?
yesterday. Fabulous, amazing singer, songwriter. But yeah, so just to give you an example of fateful decisions, this band was originally started, and by the way, that's 3 guys, okay?
Rush.
3 guys.
Rush.
Yeah. And a little bit of overdub, but not much, because when I post a live version of it, you'll see. But yeah, so Jeff Jones, this band was originally started by Alex Lifeson, the guitar player in Canada. They were just high school kids. And they had some different guys. He was always the consistent one. But just think about this. This is sort of like the Beatles with Peter Stark or whatever the guy's the original drummer. Jeff Jones was the original singer for Rush and was replaced in the band by Geddy Lee at the last minute when he chose to go to a party instead of their second gig in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, he got upset and excuse me, he didn't get upset. He just said, I'm going to go to a party instead of playing the gig. So this record reached number 3 in the United States in 1991, number 10 in the UK. The album was certified platinum by the Recording Industry of America, over 1 million copies. They recorded this originally on an 8-track Tascam 388 recorder. Those rolled like cassette players. And, you know, it was very rudimentary back in the day. This is a little bit interesting. The bass and the drum parts were put down in 4 days and the guitars in 8. Lee was amazed at how Neil Peart had learned his parts for an entire song prior to recording it. 9 times out of 10, it only took him 1 pass.
Whoa.
The guy was, what are you going to say? Rest in peace. And he was also the lyricist for all their records. Roll the Bones was named after a science fiction story by Fritz Leiber that Peart had read 15 years prior.
Okay.
And again, the phrase is a slang term for rolling the dice, which we are obviously doing at Nebraska right now with our new coach. Odyssey wrote the album isn't a classic, but that it was Rush's best album since Power Windows. They said it was included in the Ultimate Classic Rock, included Roll the Bones on their list of top 100 90s rock albums, number 9 out of the best Rush albums. So with that in mind, some Stump Sippers.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, is Geddy Lee's real name Gary, Garrett, or Jerry? The lead singer, Geddy Lee, is his real name Gary, Garrett, or Jerry?
I hope it's Jerry. I'm going with Jerry. Jerry Lee.
You get a CZ, Gary Weinrib.
Gary. Okay, 0 for 1.
Gary Weinrib.
Okay.
Weinrib, that's a heck of a last name too.
It is very interesting. All right.
Yeah, is this song longer or shorter than 5 minutes and 5 seconds?
Longer song?
Yes.
It seemed longer. I'm going to go longer.
You get a diamond. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It's an acquired taste. What can I say? You got to listen to it a little more.
It seemed interminable. Sorry, Rick.
Are they or are they not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, give me a diamond, and I need a watch. By the way, I got to come by your place, and I got to look for a women's watch. I would say that they are absolutely in Cleveland.
You get a watch of the Diamond 2013.
All right, that's a big win for you.
Thank you.
Way too late. Ridiculously too late. That's what I got.
Okay, well, thank you, Rick.
Well, Rick, what's going on right now at Sauter Heyman Jewelers?
Once again, hey, every year, not every year, but the last few years, let it snow. We want it to snow. If it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, everything purchased between today and the 24th of December will be free. We want it to snow. We've actually bought insurance to cover this. So come in, spend all your money. If it snows on New Year's Eve 3 inches or more at the Lincoln Airport, you're going to get your money back.
Whoa.
We got thousands of deals. We've got our holiday catalog on our website from $50 to $50,000. There's nothing we don't have. Come on, see us in today. Check us out on our website at sauterheyman.com, Facebook, Instagram, and again, I will post more things, including the Leonard Rush playing this on my personal Facebook at Rick Heyman.
Okay, Rick.
Or, excuse me, at Rick Heyman.
Hey, Rick, great stuff today. I mean that. Great stuff. Very interesting.
All right, there he goes.
Bye-bye.
There he goes. Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Song of the day is Roll the Bones by Rush.
You ever notice he has that tag out?
Yeah, of course. For years. It's a staple.
I love it.
Bye-bye.
I love it. What are we going to talk about in the 7 o'clock?
We're going to have Mike Shafer with us in studio in the 7 o'clock
That
hour.
is
Talk
good.
all sorts of things. We'll talk the positive things about the new head coach, Matt Rule, and the staff, and, of course, what happened yesterday, Nebraska ball. More with Mike Shafer next, an early break in the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at the ticket. FM.com. On the 87 ticket.
CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of my dog, but there are cases that I yell too much. There's CBD products for him too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Aderman. Trek CBD done right.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build a professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Start your days off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of owners and gym go. Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's always your lucky day when you play slots at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. The more you play, the more you win with Warhorse Rewards, and how easy it is to rack up rewards any way you play. Redeem points for free play and more. Plus, bring your premium players card from another casino and we'll instantly match your tier for even more benefits. Get in the game at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect mostly sunny skies. It will be a little windy here for our Thursday. South winds gusting over 30. See an afternoon high of 49. Those winds will remain a bit strong for 6. We should be very mild tomorrow with a high of 61. But a strong cold front will be moving through by late tomorrow afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigs at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9, the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from that's every Saturday morning on the radio show.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break. Interesting show so far. Check out the podcast at theticketfm.com. You can always watch and comment, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Call or text 464-5685. The show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. This hour with Mike Shafer, 24/7 Sports, sponsored by Trek CBD, 84th and Highway 2. Hello, Michael. Nice hat today.
Thank you.
I got a critical question for
Critical.
Shafer. Critical.
Okay.
How well did Jake comport himself last night at the game?
Pretty well. I mean, other than a moment where I was able to steal a beer off of him because I used his just assuming everything was going to go bad about the game.
This is true.
So in where I sit with the person I normally sit, who normally listens to this show, but he's not in town. We do basically now. We used to do beer bets for after the game, but now we can do them during the game.
That's beautiful. That's why it's beautiful to have beer at the game. It's great.
So a lot of times these things are like, one of us will just propose to the other. You look at the score, it's, 25-23.
who do you like to get to 30 first? Like that kind of thing.
Good.
And so with about
Good. That's
2
fun.
minutes left in the first half, I proposed the first and the only one of the day to Jake about who's going to lead at halftime. And Nebraska was trailing at that time. I took Nebraska. He went with Boston College. And we were decided, trailing
by 2.
A push was everybody's going to buy their own beer. And, Nebraska ends up taking the lead. Boston College has a chance to go for the push.
I
at the
saw
end.
this.
I wish I would have known there was a beer on there.
It
felt odd cheering for Boston College in that moment.
They're coming down there like needing a 3 to tie,
Let's
and
go
Jake's
on,
over here
take
like
three.
they
Take it
stepped
three.
inside the 3-point line. And I could hear his disappointment.
I said,
to my
what are you
right.
doing? Take a 3-point.
So
It was a back and forth game at that point.
Right. It was
It
a
was a
3-point
back
game
and
at
forth
halftime.
game.
Nebraska had a good start the second half, pulled away.
Schaefer, what kind of
It's
beer
great.
did you get?
I had Michelob Ultra.
Do they have? What's the choices?
They have
For beer, that Bud Light, Busch Light, Mick Ultra,
Coors Light,
Mango Cart IPA,
And then
Nebraska,
Dear Old
Dear Old
Nebraska
Nebraska brew from Zipline.
And is this all in cups?
Yeah, 16 or
Can you
24
get
ounces.
you can't get a can.
No,
or-
I
don't
haven't
think so.
seen any.
No, there's no cans. I'm pretty sure. You can get wine if you want, or
no wine.
This isn't a lead center, so Jake's going to hold off from chugging wine. before
yeah,
he goes-
remember that?
goes back into the.
God, that's the
you
worst.
know.
That sucked. Why would you sell alcohol at a place you can't take it in the actual venue? I've never understood.
So you
that.
chugged 2 glasses.
You remember that?
in the foyer, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was getting a glass of wine for me and one for Elizabeth
And
my wife for the.
Sir, did you hear that? Somebody say,
Like,
"Sir."
you can't bring that in here. Like, what do you mean I
Sir?
can't bring it in here? Why are you selling it then? Why would you just go have alcohol in the foyer out there?
And you drank them.
Yeah, I chugged them. I had a nice buzz going for that concert. Yeah, I chugged. No,
I remember this.
I've had
I remember it well.
See, there was a time I swore off wine because I was an idiot when I was in college.
No, you're not. You're not anymore.
And no, I'm not. No longer.
Now
an
he's a
idiot.
nice, young, sensible man.
I was playing racquetball with my buddy. We got back home and like the water was like it was like
Love
one.
this
There was
story.
1 week where the water you weren't supposed to drink off the tap. We didn't have any water like in the Brita filter, so we had like no fluids. So all we had was a bottle of wine. I said, well, better than nothing. And so we both like
Wine
chug.
dehydrates you.
Well, listen, I learned that we chug a
You
glass.
learned
We
that.
chug a glass of wine. Within an hour, we're both like downstairs and look over each other at the same time, like with just this massive headache.
Yeah.
It was a Friday night. I think we both went to bed like at 9 o'clock that night. We just
that
so I
hurts
did not
me.
drink wine for like, I don't know, 6
Amazing.
years after that. But now I drink it again.
I love these stories.
Yeah.
That was idiot Jake back in the day.
It was. I
As
mean, I
opposed
don't.
to current Jake.
No,
Right.
Yeah, you're.
So between the two of us, we had 20, what? Is it 22?
24 ounces.
24. 4 24-ounce beers, and we felt fine.
We felt fine.
Actually, we were,
See?
we were euphoric at the end of the game.
How was the crowd?
Sparks. Spartan.
Oh, I wouldn't go with sparse. It was okay. For
There's
an
a lot of
8:15
empty
game on a
seats.
Wednesday.
Yeah, but I mean, if
8:15.
you go back 5 years, this game's played on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. There's at least, I don't know, another 4,000 people there. Like, interest in this team is really low.
It is, and it was
Really low.
It was quiet there. You saw Tominaga kind of try to jump, pump up the crowd with a 10-point lead, and they started getting loud for a moment. Then it went back to quiet. But it was this team is still trying to get the fans invested in it, and the fans need to see more before they go all in, which is deservedly so for what they've seen the last couple of years. Right? Isn't it fair?
Yeah.
The fans to be reserved.
It's an 8-15
cautious.
start against a bad Boston College team. That's not a draw by any means, but it just tells you that they've fallen quite a bit from where that building used to be and the crowds they used to get, even for the crappy games, relative to where they're at now.
Anything else striking about the night for you guys?
Basketball?
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. It was nice to
I
see them enjoy themselves and have a good time.
I know.
I
it
told
was.
Shafer
I totally agree.
that was my first game I had been to since the Creighton game last year. Didn't go to a single game the rest of the season. Had not been to one yet this year.
Yeah, I sent a text. Was it yesterday morning or did I send it?
I think it was
the day
Tuesday.
before.
You sent me the
Yeah.
text. Yeah.
It was just like a random, it was just like I threw a line out there. Like, I got this extra ticket. My buddy's gone. Trying to figure out who would even be interested in going.
Now, notice I didn't respond right away. I was thinking hard, saying, "Do I really want to go?"
Good for you
And I
for
said,
going.
"Yeah, my wife's out of town, so I'll go."
Good for you. Yeah,
a good time.
I'm glad you guys went. I'm in your commentary to me is interesting because I don't know what the level of interest is in this team.
It's
And
not
you're-
high.
It's not high. but it can be if they surprise and win some games.
I mean, you have the people who always really care about Nebraska basketball, and I would sort of put myself in that classification. Like I've had season tickets since that building's open, whatever. But then, like, they don't have even remote casual interest from people. It's just the expectations are so low. They were 4-3 already going in. It wasn't a guarantee they were even going to beat a Boston College team that had lost to Tarleton State. Which, do you know where Tarleton? Have you?
Oh yeah,
you had this discussion.
We went through it.
Is it Stevensville, Texas?
Stevens, yeah.
Or is it just Stevens, Texas? Stevensville, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake thought it was in Maryland.
That was my guess. I said it confidently, though. Very confident guess.
I think because the logo looks like the state of Texas. Okay. Like when I saw the logo, it kind of gave it away as to where they were at.
Yeah. I don't know. I do appreciate that this team does play hard. That
they're more enjoyable than the predecessors of other Fred Hoiberg teams. So I mean, they're likable. They're a likable group.
They are.
You want them to do well. I don't know anyone who's followed the team for the last year or so that wasn't super excited for Casey last night.
Right.
Like that was an awesome moment. Like getting to see him be that jacked up, and he had several big threes. He had some big passes. He busted out a celebration that Jake was all excited.
I was.
Which one?
Well, he went to the other side of the court, and punched the basket for some reason. Like, he went to BC's side of the court in a timeout and just punched the pad
he was
on
just
the basket.
jacked. Like, it was fun,
which is interesting.
Yeah, he's really improved. I mean, Casey's he's not just a 3-point shooter now. He
can get home.
Scored. Yeah, he scores in other ways. He's playing defense. He's getting a lot of deflections. We'll see. Now, I know what they got coming up, the gauntlet, Creighton, Indiana, and Purdue. But I think
top 10 trio.
Yeah, I think there'll be times in these games where we'll be like, okay.
I think against Indiana and Purdue, one of those two teams are going to hang around.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be Creighton.
Why don't you think that?
Reasons. Just the way that game has played out for the last 20 years. Why would I think it's going to be Nebraska Creighton?
That's a fair description there.
They've only really hung in one time when it was unexpected that they would do so. And that was Fred's first year. I think that they at halftime it was like a 2-point game.
I was
there.
It
was distance pretty heavily
in Omaha, right?
Yeah, Jake, you were definitely there.
And I said I lost my voice. I thought you were so loud.
Is that you almost got kicked out of that game?
Yes, absolutely. Not because of any sort of drunken, because I was so loud. I was annoying. I'm standing behind the Creighton fans, and
No.
I was standing behind the Creighton fans, and I was being the loudest I have ever been in a game. And extremely, intentionally annoying, because they were the heavy favorites. Nebraska's lowly Nebraska. We suck. And I was like, you guys are losing at half to these guys. You suck.
Yeah.
And then the second half happened, and the rest is history.
I wish I would have seen that. I do remember it, though. I remember you talking
Nebraska
about
beat the Creighton.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Lincoln. And
Huge game.
By 19 points. That was amazing.
That was
the last highlight of Nebraska basketball.
That was an incredible scene that night.
Because that season was going well, and then you had the Copeland injury.
It felt like you're talking about a team that's not only going to the NCAA tournament, but you could be relatively confident that they're going to give themselves a chance of winning.
Yep. Well, that team was destined for the tournament, but Copeland got hurt, and the season went to hell after that.
Well, and even before then, they had some uneven results. They had a loss in there to Rutgers, I think, before Copeland had gotten hurt against Wisconsin.
You're right. On
they
the
had
road
a loss
Rutgers.
to Iowa on the road that felt like they gave that game away. The same night as the double doink for the Chicago Bears.
Oh wow, that's a good memory, Shafer.
Those are the things I kind of
what I remember about that Creighton Nebraska game, and are you saying December of 2019 was it
18 or 19?
Sideline spat. McDermott and Tim Miles got into it.
Yes,
it was intense.
Mm-hmm.
That night was intense.
That's when I so badly wanted Nebraska in-game promotions. I don't know how often you've gone to the game. So they have this thing where they have money on the court and people are blindfolded.
Yeah.
I wanted the money under Creighton's bench because that was after everything had come out with the allegations and the FBI.
Why didn't they do that?
That was the most. It's like right up there with
why would not? Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
It's like right up there with whoever was playing Auburn, playing "Take the Money and Run" when Cam Newton was the quarterback for Auburn. And, stuff like
that's
that.
Why wouldn't
marketing extraordinaire, Mike Shafer?
Yeah, why wouldn't you put that money right by their bed?
Just beautiful.
See who picks up before the person finds it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nebraska again wins last night, 88-67, on to Creighton on Sunday. To more on sucky news, I guess, for Nebraska football. Yesterday was an unfortunate day with Mickey Joseph being arrested for strangulation and third-degree domestic assault.
Right.
And again, we were talking before during the show, Shafer, that this first week when you hire a head coach is supposed to be all about, hey, what's next? Positivity. Hey, who's coming on staff? Who are they getting recruiting? Obviously there's going to be negativity with losing some coaches and players, but in general, it's a positive time. And yesterday was a huge a downer on the situation. What was your initial response? And now that you've had time to collect your thoughts, just in general, the thoughts and everything that's going to happen.
I just kept thinking like how ridiculously cruel it sort of feels for a fan base that had the euphoric moment of beating Iowa. And then I'm just sitting there thinking like, there's Mickey Joseph holding his kid in that press conference. Couldn't be happier. It was like a great moment for everybody. Flash forward 6 days and it's all just wiped away.
Yeah.
And, now we're in this is a part that I hate, obviously, what came before, but here's where it's just nonstop speculation of what was going on and all of these things.
Do we have to do that, though?
Well, sure. I mean, we don't have to do it on air, and I'm not going to really engage.
No, I'm not saying.
But
no, I'm not saying you. I'm not. No, that's not what I'm saying. But do we even have to do it as a community?
No, I don't think so, because I think that you can take this away from it. Mickey Joseph won't be coaching at Nebraska next year, and it's very likely he's probably not coaching anywhere.
Right.
So, from the really cold standpoint, Nebraska moves on. They have to go hire a wide receivers coach now. I mean, and there's going to be, we'll see what happens as they fill out the rest of the staff, but that suddenly is more clear than it had been 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that's the news piece of it.
Right. I mean, I don't, we talked about it, so Mike, at length in the 6 o'clock hour, so we don't have to delve deep into this, but it was interesting. I mean, interesting. It reminded me yesterday afternoon of how small our little Nebraska community is. How did it, you started, I'm sure you start hearing rumors.
I would say I got off a radio program at about 4:15. My phone had already, had started to hear from people at that point. I was picking up my wife from work, and just on the drive, like it's a 20-minute drive, just blew up all in that time.
It's incredible.
Of Brunt's, who's tracking what he's hearing, and then he's doing his public research thing, and then I have other people. And then what was fascinating about this particular rumor is that normally there's certain
wasn't
people,
a rumor though.
Well, what started as a rumor.
Right.
Where it was coming from weren't necessarily like what I was hearing from people. They weren't the type of people that would normally have, when there's a message board rumor kind of thing. These aren't the people that I would expect to be hearing. So that's sort of what tipped me off. Like it spread like wildfire.
Oh yeah.
And this is all before,
it was,
this is before the mugshot and the statement from LPD.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That it was, it is a small, man, when something happens in this town, it spreads fast.
Well, and especially when there's a paper trail to it. I mean, there's one thing when it's innuendo and accusations and there's no paper trail to it.
Mm-hmm.
When you can publicly research something, like everybody was on it.
Right. And we talked too, the rumor thing here is out of control. I mean, and moments like yesterday illustrate that to me, because I just thought at first it was, this is just another one of those rumors that get started at this place. I mean, it's almost like a daily rumor now.
Like with one specific head coach, it felt like there was a daily rumor.
Yeah, like a daily rumor.
And one athletic director at one point in time.
Right. Where it's so you never in the impact of that is you never know exactly how to approach anything.
Yeah.
Right. Like, was this just another sick rumor that somebody started on a message board? Is
This one was immediately different because of the way, like, it's not something that wouldn't come to light,
True.
How it got told to me, like initially, there's no way there wouldn't have been some sort of trail.
Right.
So then it became like this, now
this
is
what
is
is
very
it?
easy to prove or disprove within the next 15 minutes.
Right. And That's true, but it's even then you didn't know the nature of it.
Well, yes, that's where
and then the headline when it comes out, you see felony strangulation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Third degree domestic assault. That's how then you're like, okay, this is bad. This is a bad day. Tomorrow's gonna be rough.
Yep.
It's rough. I mean, for the immediate family. And then it ripples from there. Right. So, yeah.
And now, so that started as a rumor allegation that proves to be true. And now everything that follows is people attempting to fill in the details of the situation.
Now, I don't know that we need to. I mean, I know what you're saying, Shafer. We're not doing that on the air. But do you need to do that?
Some people need the story.
Yeah.
I guess I don't need it.
I don't either.
I don't either.
But, I mean, that hasn't stopped me from hearing from people of it.
Right. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but as we move on regarding Nebraska football, as this show discussed a lot, so we have not heard a lot of players announcing they're going to leave, and that was kind of I thought hinged to Mickey Joseph, is he staying or not? So now it appears Mickey will not be on the staff with what happened yesterday and what's going forward. Do you believe the next couple of days will be full of players announcing they're going to go in the portal?
Could be. I think
hard question.
A lot of it is going to be situationally dependent, because if you're a guy that had a starting job, jumping into the portal doesn't mean you're going to have a starting job somewhere else. Sure. Like, is this your bet? So I actually think for a place like Nebraska, the activity after spring ball and that 15-day window, you're going to have a lot more names at that time that you're like, okay, maybe this guy was on the fence and he wanted to see where things were at with Matt Rule.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be certain people, like I don't like to put names on this a lot, but I'm definitely going to be very interested in what AJ Allen does. I mean, I think if you were making a list of the people that you most want to keep, he's up there at the top for me.
Top 5.
I mean, I think I said this before the season. I think this is how it would have played out. If they had him in November, he would have been starting for him. He would have gotten the bulk of those carries.
I told Jake the other day on the show, I thought when he went down, which was, I don't know, was it
the Oklahoma game?
I thought it was trending toward he was on the even plane as
they were going to split those carries.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it and you go back and look, other than the Indiana game, they didn't really ever load up Anthony Grant again because they couldn't really get him going between their offensive line issues, his own issues, everything else. And then they started playing a different style of football because they had to try to win.
Thank you for your grace towards Whipple. I appreciate that.
I mean, I think that if AJ Allen is available during that stretch, you're less likely to do that. Or at the very least, he's getting more of those reps. And I think that he could give you something that Anthony Grant wasn't willing to give you or wasn't able to give you between the tackles. And so I think that would have helped Nebraska. I think AJ Allen's a really good running back. And so if you're Nebraska, you're Matt Rule and you're EJ Barthel, like, this is a guy that you need to be talking to daily just to make sure that you're building that rapport. You're talking about, I've coached Christian McCaffrey. Like, you have to oversell it. Like, this isn't, it'd be nice to keep him. This is a guy that I think you have to really go hard at.
That room generally is, I would say, pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying Gabe Ervin has potential, I think.
I don't know. I need to see it. Like, that was popping up on our message board yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what people have seen through 2 years. Limited action.
I'll tell you what I've seen. He does get to the line quickly. He hits it hard. He runs hard. And now I think the issue might be patience a little bit.
So that's what it was. But it's also hard to know because he's a true freshman in 2021, and he was never finding the hole because he was just charging straight in there.
Right.
Whereas, Ramir comes in, you notice a difference right away. Like, he's doing the same thing, getting into the hole quickly, but he's finding it relative to Ervin, who just, and you didn't know if things got sped up on him because it's a freshman.
I think they did get.
And then this year he never really played, so there wasn't and then again, the offensive line issues make it really hard to judge a running back right now.
I wonder, now I'm going to go into dangerous territory here, but I wonder if there's a distinction to be made in this Mickey discussion of if they would have moved on from Mickey versus this situation
in the in question here.
Yeah, if Rule would have just said, "Well, we just can't make this work," would that have affected the player departure discussion more than this incident occurred?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and like they've got
is that insensitive to raise?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, I look at it. The reality is there's several players both on the roster and committed in this recruiting class at some positions where if they all just choose not to come to Nebraska, suddenly you have a crisis at wide receiver. Like if you don't get O'Marion Miller and Barry Jackson to come in, and guys like Janiron Bonner and Dakotas Crawford are like, you know what? We came here because of Mickey Joseph. You've already lost Trey Palmer. I mean, that's 5 wide. You didn't like your freshman, the redshirt freshman class at all, or he didn't.
No.
So
Mickey did.
You don't have
you
all of a sudden don't have a wide receiver.
Those
that's a very, insane scenario, but it's possible.
Those redshirt freshmen, people forget their names.
Sean Hardy, Kamani Grimes. Latrell Neville had already left, is in the portal again.
Yep, he put himself in the portal.
Latrell Neville.
He needs to go to Tarleton State.
Latrell Neville, Kamonte Grimes, and Stephen Hardy.
Sean
Hardy. Those are names you just
the
don't hear.
lesser known Hardy boy.
Yeah, these are the names you don't hear. You don't hear them.
Yeah, well,
Neville's gone. But
half the time I don't know that Grimes and Hardy were dressed for home games. Like, so I mean, that was always kind of like this. It's one thing if you hear, this guy's probably not likely to play. It's another when he's not even dressed out at home when you can have 120 people on the sidelines.
If you have any questions for Mike Shafer, please call or text 464-5685. More next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Mike Shafer here for CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're on the TV during Vikings game. During the game. So and all other and syrups for your beverages or anything else. CBD has it all for the neighborhood. Trek CBD done right.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today. You're at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Venue Catering Events, we offer 2 of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital. Those intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. Perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-648.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
It's always your lucky day when you play slots at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. The more you play, the more you win with Warhorse Rewards. Sign up for free and see how easy it is to rack up rewards any way you play. Redeem points for free play and more. Plus, bring your premium player's card from another casino and we'll instantly match your tier for even more benefits. Get in the game at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 133. Bet over.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last
18 months and more by shopping at Myers Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
It's tail season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Beer and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad. For sure, your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect mostly sunny skies. It will be a little windy here for our Thursday. South winds gusting over 30. See an afternoon high of 49. Those winds will remain a bit strong tonight with lows dropping down to around 36. We should be very mild tomorrow with a high of 61. But a strong cold front will be moving through by late tomorrow afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and the
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, you can call or text 402-464-5685. Watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The show sponsored by Gaina Trucking this hour with Mike Shafer, sponsored by Trek CBD 84th and Highway 2. You know, we've talked about basketball, Mickey Joseph. We haven't even talked about Matt Rule yet, who's, by the way, the next head football coach in Nebraska. Luke Fickell's at Wisconsin.
Good point, Jay.
We didn't see Shafer because last week was Thanksgiving, so we haven't seen him for 2 weeks now in studio. Well, you know, Nebraska.
I showed up. The studio was not open. It was unusual.
You did.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure Shafer
just sitting here at 7 a.m, and I realized what the day was, and turned around and went home. So
Nebraska beat Iowa in football since we last talked to Shafer. I mean, a lot of things have happened.
Yeah, see, and what are we talking about? We talked about Nebraska basketball.
They won. They deserved some talk.
Yeah,
they did.
So let's go back to the weekend. So Friday, Matt Rule is hired by Nebraska. Luke Fickell, as you said during the break, and we kept saying it was surprisingly hired on Sunday. It was a surprise to everybody.
It was.
Matt Rule
Definitely
officially Saturday morning, Fickell officially on Sunday. When you look at those two guys, you kind of said it. You view it as a coin flip between those guys?
Yeah, I view it as a coin flip between those two guys because, I mean, I understand Luke Fickell just went to the college football playoff. He won the same conference that Matt Rule won with Temple. You know, he went to the college football playoff, and Matt Rule took a team to the Big 12 championship, in which you're playing in a Power 5 every week. Like, it's just, you know, and I think Luke Fickell's really good. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. It's just that if I'm sitting there and you have a choice between the two, I feel like it's virtually a coin flip for me. And
that's fair.
You know, I think you can make strong arguments for each about why they would have been a really good fit or why they're a good fit at their current job now. So, you know, I could see where if you're an AD and you'd be able to choose between those two, it'd be kind of hard because they're comparable.
So when you hear Ted Carter, Admiral Ted Carter, and Trev Alberts say Rule is 1A, you believe it.
I mean, I do.
I do too. I do. I believe it.
And I just from my own kind of attempting to report this thing, the only time that I was told a job was offered was Rule. And then the only time I was told that it was turned down or they weren't able to reach an agreement was Rule.
That's
The
it.
only person that ended up with the job was Rule.
Okay.
So maybe there was other conversations in October, but I don't know that it had ever gotten to the point where there was numbers exchanged.
This is good. This is good informative radio. Now that you mention it, same.
Yeah.
We know that Lance Leipold had deep discussion with
Yeah,
Albert.
there was people involved, but I don't know.
Never
that there
offered.
Was, right.
No, never offered. Never
Right.
offered. I don't. Now this is where I'd ask you, and I might as well ask you on air. I think we can do this.
Jake, get ready to cut the mics.
Rule. Okay, we knew Rule was heavily involved. We knew Leipold was heavily involved. I was told by what I would call a good source on last Wednesday afternoon, that it was 3 guys, down to 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was Leipold, Rule, and somebody else. Now, I was told Doran.
Dave Doran.
So I've heard Doran. I've heard Kleiman.
Okay.
There was like a day.
There
was actually like a 36-hour period where I heard a lot of Bronco Mendenhall, and that made the people of my message board very angry.
I'm happy.
But I don't think
they were attacking
I was
you.
just
They were
passing it
attacking
along.
you.
No, let's back up now. Now, I don't think nobody told me that Mendenhall was in the final 3.
Well, so I just got told that he was part of the discussion. There was a name to at least like if they don't end up with Rule or Leipold, like they could end up with Mendenhall.
But I think Mendenhall was behind some people. Now now I'm convinced he was behind Doran. Now the question I have for you is there a chance Fickle was one of those final 3 and not Doran?
It's possible.
I was told it was Leipold, Rule. There's a 3rd, and it's Doran.
And did you ever hear Chris Kleiman?
Yes,
we heard Kleiman,
but I didn't characterize him as one of the final 3.
Yeah.
Because Kleiman was settled in at Kansas State.
My best information, which came probably about, so you said last week Wednesday
afternoon.
And I feel like even the week before, which is when the first sort of impasse with Rule and Nebraska happened.
Yes, the week before.
And so that's when I had heard Leipold, Kleiman. So Rule it was basically they were going to try to get one of Rule, Leipold, Kleiman.
Okay.
And Rule had turned it down.
Yeah, it could be.
So then they were going to make a big push on either Leipold or Kleiman.
Okay, and
I had been told.
Yeah, the only place we're different is I would have said that it would be Leipold or Doran.
Yeah, and I heard Doran at the end, and our NC State guy actually had hit me up. Oh, this would have been probably Thursday night or even Friday morning. He's like, there's suddenly a lot more Nebraska Doran chatter in these parts.
That's what I had heard.
And they were playing North Carolina that day.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm starting to think like, and that was at that point we were hearing a lot of Rule too. But it's just one of those things you just kind of file away. Like, okay, if this actually doesn't happen with Rule, they could cycle pretty quickly to Doran, who's done on Friday. He could be announced pretty quick. Like my whole thing is they wanted to have this announced relatively fast after that game.
After the Iowa game.
You had such a long search. The longer it goes after the Iowa game, the worse it looks for you.
Oh, it'd been bad. Now, I want to clear something on Mendenhall. Shafer, I do not think he was close to the final 3. And I think we can say this now that it's over.
Well, I think he's definitely one of the 13.
Yes, no doubt about that. Because what I heard is he was talked to, interacted with as a favor to a booster.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was like a favor.
That seems like
a pity interest.
No, I wouldn't characterize it.
Well, so no, what that does to my brain is what level of donation do you have to make in order to have your coaching candidate get a conversation?
I'd say high level.
Just talk to him, please. Just talk to him.
My thought was Bronco came out of conversations with Chris Peterson, who I think was one of the 13 people that he talked with because they have a really tight relationship.
Okay, do you think he interacted with Chris Peterson about the job?
I think he talked to him about the job, but it wasn't to offer him.
So you would put that kind of person in the 13.
I would, because I think that's an accurate summation. Like, I think when he's saying he talked to 13 people, I think it includes Urban Meyer, who I know that they didn't offer a job to, but he had a conversation with Nebraska.
What I would like to ask Trev now then is when you say you interacted with 13 coaches, does that mean you interacted with them with the intent of perhaps hiring them, or did you just interact
That's a good
maybe just to gauge
and I think
their
it's the
feeling?
second.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think that's how you get that big of a number. Because I think we're talking about probably 7 people where there was maybe a realistic chance that they could end up being the head coach, 7 or 8.
Okay. Interesting.
Regarding the staff so far that we know about with Matt Rule, Marcus Satterfield comes from South Carolina, was the OC. Not the best season for him, but a good finish with the wins over Tennessee.
2 really big years.
And Clemson.
Or 2 big games.
I mean, massive wins back to back. Spencer Rattler woke up from his hibernation and had a great finish to the season, and Satterfield gets kudos for that. Ed Foley comes from Temple.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what a defensive coordinator yet, or is that an assumption that you'll figure out after the weekend, after the games get played, in conference championships? Or
I wonder if there isn't someone coaching this weekend that ends up being their defensive coordinator or Jeff Collins. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. So
I think
we'll see kind of how it plays.
There's an analyst at another place that I'm not going to go on the air with this, but they're looking at some people
for defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. At what point do you think we will know the staff when it's done? Like by weekend, by next week?
Full staff.
I don't know that it happens before this weekend, so I'm going to just randomly throw Tuesday of next week.
Okay.
I think they're close.
That's fair.
Right? Like, I think they relatively have the framework of it, and they're maybe having to wait out some people that are somewhere else. And there's still some, and we'll see what it does with the Mickey situation, how they choose to now finish out the offensive staff, because I know that with Jake Pete's name out there's still some question as to what his actual role is going to be.
Now, when they named Satterfield, okay, they didn't name him, but Satterfield put on his Twitter bio that he's the OC and tight ends coach. Does that just slot Pete's into quarterbacks?
To me, it does.
Yeah, Jake Pete's.
But I know from talking, at least from having a conversation with some people, it's not a tie.
It's not that clean.
Yeah, it's not that clean yet. I think there might be some additional roles for some of these offensive coaches, title wise, that could be coming.
I like the sharing of information we have.
That's what we do.
Just out for everybody.
Yeah, you guys are all involved in this.
I'll report to Sean the information.
Yeah. Let's play the games. You'll give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Shafer, you won't believe it, but Sip is once again off to an undefeated week. 3-0.
He has totally changed his stripes.
45-19 is the record.
He's already clinched a winning week. Now he can get to 4-0 with you on the week. As it's been for a few months now, we're going to do Thursday night football trivia. Bills and Patriots is tonight's game. So all-time leaders for the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots.
This is where we should interject something obvious. What would stop me and Shafer last night
from just researching this?
From researching Bills, Patriots,
because you don't think
leaders.
About the game show at Wednesday nights. You don't.
I absolutely
do not. Don't lie to me.
Well, look at his record right now. He's clearly been thinking about it more than he ever has.
I would suggest to you that next week you do not do this time.
I will do what I'm going to do next week, and we will play the game however that goes.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to be researching the all-time leaders for whoever plays Thursday.
I'll be honest.
You will.
I will.
You will not. 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Simple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Simple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Simple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the takedown Sip in trivia. You guys feel okay about Bills and Patriots all-time leaders today?
Yeah, I feel all right.
Generally. You did not research it. You didn't cheat, which is great. Sean is our caller. Sean, how do you feel about Bills and Patriots all-time leaders?
Better on one than the other. We'll see how it goes.
You feel better about the Bills, don't you?
No, I do not.
Wrong guess.
I feel better about the Bills.
I weirdly do, too.
We shall see. Shafer Lifeline for Sip for one question. As always, Sean, here's your first question. Tom Brady is first in all-time passing yards with the Patriots. Who is second in their franchise with 29,567 yards?
Okay, this is for me.
That's for you, Sean.
don't know how many starting seasons he had, but I got to go with Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Just barely ahead of Steve Grogan.
Grogan would have been a
was
good
right,
answer.
It's like 1,000 yards behind Bledsoe.
Yes, I would have had Bledsoe, but I was fighting the Grogan.
Oh, you had both guys?
I was trying to think of who the 80s guy would have been. That was
Grogan.
Grogan.
Yeah,
Steve
Grogan.
Grogan.
So Bledsoe was the only one that I would have thought.
Grogan, I think, was kind of before his time because he could run.
Yep, that's right. He could. Yeah. All right, Sip. Schaefer's in play. Down 1-0. First question.
Jake, do you know that about Grogan, or did you just...
No, I've seen him. Yeah,
I wondered the same thing.
I have seen highlights of Steve Grogan.
Play.
Okay. I have.
I've never seen him play.
Wow. I've seen him.
He's bigger dude that could run.
Okay.
Jim Kelly is first in all-time passing yards for the Buffalo Bills, who is second there with 27,590 yards passing. Buffalo Bills, second all-time leading passer.
Oh, I got to guess.
Okay.
We got to guess.
Yeah, go for it.
Ferguson.
Joe Ferguson is correct.
Never even heard of this name.
I thought you might get that.
Yeah.
70s and 80s quarterback.
70s, 80s,
Okay.
yeah.
They're about,
I mean, I was sitting there. I was like, it's not Doug Flutie. It's not Rob Johnson. It's not E.J. Manuel. It's not
E.J. Manuel.
it's not Josh Allen yet.
E.J.
It's not Doug Flutie, right?
E.J.
Well, I'm just like random. They had a long stretch
Alex
of
Van
random
Peltz,
quarterbacks.
J.P. Lossman.
Right. That was the one I couldn't.
E.J. Manuel's doing radio now. All right, go ahead.
Can you describe to us how was Joe Ferguson as a football player? I've never even seen the guy before.
He was, I'd say, you could look this up. I'd say 6'2", 215, pretty much pure drop back.
He had a lot of interceptions from what I saw.
Decent. I mean,
So the archetype of
very-
70s quarterback.
Yes, nondescript
Joe
archetype.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
He's got a nondescript name.
Nondescript
It
archetype.
was a nice get for you today.
Thank you.
Okay, 1-1 tie. Schaefer still in place. Sean, last question for the lead. Who leads the Bills in all-time rushing yards with
come
11,938 yards?
What, you just hand him? Come on.
So there's a layup, huh?
Yeah, that's a layup.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh. Come on, don't blow the layup.
Look at this. Can you believe this shot?
11,000?
11,938 yards.
There's nobody even bearing down on you. Just put it up on the board.
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Just lay it up on the board.
Intimidating Sean. It's cheating.
This might be the one shot a night that Derek Walker's going to miss. I'm going to say, is it McCoy?
It's not LaShawn McCoy.
It's the Terminator.
Yep.
Thurman
Well,
Thomas.
you know what? It's closer than you think, because O.J. Simpson's just behind him by
yeah, but
1,000
Thurman
yards.
Thomas passed him. I remember.
Okay, well, some people don't remember that.
Yeah.
Then.
I remember
Who was it?
Thurman Thomas.
Thurman
Thurman
Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
The game is not over. Schaefer, you're
He
in
had
play
a
here.
critical fumble in one of those Super Bowl games. Like just an absolute horrible fumble.
Bill's
No.
never fumbled in the Super Bowl, though. Hardly ever, right?
Oh, hardly ever. All right, this is for the win. Schaefer's still in play, but if you miss this, Sean can steal this. Who leads the Patriots in all-time receiving yards with 10,352 yards?
I mean, I have two names that I barely saw either of them play.
Oh, God.
So I don't even know that I'm like a great. Can we confer? Because it's
Yeah, you got 5 seconds to confirm.
Okay, confirm.
okay. So
5.
Stanley Morgan is one of them
Right.
that I'm thinking of. Did Irving Fryer play there?
Ooh,
3.
yeah, I think he did play there.
So those are the only names I got. You can decide.
Stanley Morgan. I wouldn't have got it without you, so thanks.
Stanley Morgan by 3,000 yards over Rob Gronkowski, all-time leaders in the franchise.
Was
Sean,
Irving Fryer there that long?
he went to the Dolphins, and he was with the Patriots for a while, yeah.
Okay.
Sean, we'll get you back on the coffee. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road.
Well played. Have a good one, guys.
Thank
Same
you,
to
Sean.
You 4-0 starts the week. It's a chance at a 5-0 week tomorrow.
So what would be the theme tomorrow, I wonder?
Well, it's usually a film Friday.
I know that.
There's no football games for Nebraska, so I can't do actors from said state they're playing against. So you never know. Could be winter movies. You never know. December.
I'm just
It's
gonna tell you.
December.
I'm just going to
You
lay
should
it out.
just do actors that attended Purdue or Michigan.
Very,
I'm going to lay this out
specific
for you
here.
very, very clearly. Next Thursday, I'll be researching whoever the Thursday night game is.
You won't, so I'm going to do it anyway.
The problem I have is I don't know who the Thursday night games are until I get here in the morning, unless it's like the Vikings.
That's not a big problem because it's easy to find out. It's published.
But it requires an effort level that I'm not entirely sure I need to put in.
Public information.
We just won.
You remember Parker Gabriel, a very good friend of yours, very good friend of mine. He would sometimes utter the words to me when I asked a question.
Yeah.
Simple. Public information.
Just look it up yourself.
I can't watch Nebraska return or fail to return a kick to the 25 without reading that tweet that he would put out every single time. They give you the ball at the 25 yard line.
Every time it falls short,
Like,
they give you the ball at the 25.
Voice, I just like and it's like my wife will look over, like the Iowa game. She's like, "Why are you laughing?"
Parker Gabriel's in my head.
And I explain it to her, and she's like, "It's really not funny.
It's pretty funny. It's hilarious.
Funny, actually. Yeah.
Shafer, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
We'll talk to you again next week. The spillover with Raph and AD is next. An early break on the ticket.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services, coating, and details, bedline, like that, all in one place. Get your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Mike Shafer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm you down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Internet. Trek CBD done right.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state. And here's the part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Acres, your John Deere, is offering year-end blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 Deere Z-Trax tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 54 North 27th. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer 2 of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you looking for some holiday fun right in the heart of downtown Lincoln? Bring your friends and family to Lincoln's largest Christmas lights experience. This show features countless high-quality lights and vibrant colors, holiday props, and favorite characters of the season, all synchronized to music to enjoy in your car. Start a new holiday tradition this year and experience the magic of Nebraska Christmas Light Show at Haymarket Park from November 26th to January 3rd, 5 p.m. Purchase tickets today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my...
That's why customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
From here.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticket.com.
It is time for the spillover with Raph and AD. Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good to see you guys here in studio. AD, hello.
My man.
How you? There we go. Yeah, like the outfit today.
Yeah.
What do you
can
call that
always count
material?
an AD for an outfit.
What do you call it? Is that velour?
That's is that corduroy?
Is that a word?
It's corduroy, which you would wear in second grade, and your parents made you, and you're hot the whole day.
I didn't mind corduroy.
Yeah, this is corduroy.
I thought-
It's
I-
old school. It's like,
I
what is
like
that?
it.
What is that, velvet?
Is velour a word? Is velour a word?
Velour?
Velour.
Are you making up words again?
Velour.
Yeah.
Is it?
Which I'm not sure what.
You guys are learned. Is velour a word?
That sounds like a word.
It's kind of like we thought Tarpleton or Charlton was in Maryland, right?
Did you say
If you say it, if you say it confidently, no one's going to doubt you. No one's
right?
going to question you.
Tarleton State.
Tarleton.
Tarleton.
Stephenville. I've heard there's no double S. It's just Stephenville.
Stephenville.
Yep, not Stevens, but Stephenville.
Did we get corrected?
Yep, we have people saying, take the stupid S off. Okay, sorry. Stephenville. My fault. Our apologies.
I heard you say stupid ass. Did you?
I did not say that. I did not.
Did you say take the stupid S off?
Yeah, stupid
Okay.
S. I did not say that.
Ah,
I said
Jake.
take the stupid S off.
All right.
S, letter S.
No need for name calling.
Can you believe this, Raph? I put up with this all the time.
Every day.
Every day. You're here every day.
I am.
You must like it.
Yeah, I just keep showing up for work. I'm still here. Well,
hoops last night. Did you guys watch it?
Yes, I did.
Yes, we did. And I tell you what, the big man Walker is a difference maker.
Yeah.
You know, he just changes the vibe of that team. And Tominaga had a heck of a game last night.
23 points.
Yeah.
For Casey.
A lot of energy from Casey.
Yeah.
Casey.
And he does not lack any self-confidence, that's for sure.
Good. Good for him.
He was posing after that three-pointer. I was like,
Yes, he
all
did.
right, here we go.
Some Steph.
Swagger.
That's some Steph, right? That's
Yeah.
Is he just imitating Steph?
Yeah, well, that was his nickname coming out of when he got here to Nebraska, whatever.
Nebraska needs some moxie like that, though, man. We need some moxie like that on the basketball team. And I was watching that game last night, and I'm like, you know what? I said, we haven't had something like that. And obviously, and I'm not, first, it's Boston College.
Yep.
All right.
But it's a Power 5 team. They're
team.
down right now.
And who they were banging with at first, I'm thinking, here we go again, Nebraska. And they pulled, in fact, they didn't pull it out. They won by what, 20 what?
21.
Won by 21
points.
points.
Yeah.
88-67.
Yeah.
Final
And
score.
then you look last night, Florida State was giving Purdue all they could handle for a while there. so-
Purdue wins by 10, but
Yeah.
Florida State led the second half by 4 or 5 points at one point.
Purdue ended up winning 79-69.
Correct.
But that's that's
That's
informative.
eye-opening.
I thought Nebraska looked good against Florida State. I mean,
Yeah.
I did take into account level of competition, all that, but I thought I just thought they looked good.
Yeah.
Well, their second half, was, I told you, was the best, I think, of the Hoiberg era that I've
Boston
seen.
College. I was
Last night,
talking
yeah.
about Florida State.
Yeah, they were good against Florida State, but against Boston College, the second half, I mean, they were just lights out in the half. They played good defense. Now, BC missed a lot of shots that were open, to be fair, but Nebraska responded with a nice outlet pass. They made good passes in general when they had the ball on to score, and they made good decisions. I like to see good decisions.
I'd like to see the win. Now, this is awkward transition, but Nebraska needed to win in light of what happened yesterday, I thought.
Bro,
It-
you're spot on, Sip.
Yeah, I just think it might have been a little much. Yesterday was tough. I mean, how would you characterize it, AD?
You know, I'm still sick. I mean, there wasn't a lot of sleep last night, I'll tell you that. You know, it was a good distraction from something that's not going away anytime soon.
Oh, the basketball game, yeah.
Yeah, so it was
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, it was a great distraction from what went down last day. And you know, obviously we'll get more into it in the show a little bit. You know, I'm going to say this, you guys, even on the spillover, we're not going to belabor it over and over, because it's it's a family situation, it's a sad situation. But that win last night was huge, man.
I thought it was.
And Sip, I'm gonna tell you this, man, for you and the rest of the guys here, Jake as well. But you know, I look at Nick and Rico and that are out there, that are on the beat, that do those pressers, everything like that. My heart goes. I literally said a prayer this morning.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I literally said a prayer, you know, for you guys, because it's you guys. I was just yesterday, you know, and I was telling Raph and Nick on our show, I was doing a timeline of the past 80 days.
Really?
No idea. Day 81, day 80 was going to include what took place yesterday.
No, I know.
So yeah, man, it's just like, goodness gracious. That win last night was huge, man, for a lot of reasons. Volleyball tonight, which helps too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, it is awkward because you can't.
Right.
But at the same time, there's not much to say.
Right.
Right. So that's what makes it awkward.
Yeah.
There's not that much to say, but you got to acknowledge it. You know,
Right.
and I don't. You know, it's awkward to talk about because it's a family matter.
It is a family matter,
and that's what strikes me about the whole thing. It's a very family matter. Then the ripple effect. We're kind of all a family here. I mean, there's a Nebraska family, and it does touch a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's. It's not interesting, but it reminds you of that. You know.
Well, I think you bring up a good point. I think it reminds us of the fabric of Nebraska and why Nebraska is such a different and a special place, in that we're so invested in our athletics and our programs and the lives of those who lead those other lives.
So you feel it.
You feel it. You feel it. You really feel it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a sucky day all around yesterday, and
it was.
I mean, we've been saying this, is that, you know, when you have a new head coach hired, I mean, people wanted Mickey as head coach, and that's a different story. But regarding this week, it was supposed to be a week where we celebrate what's going forward for Nebraska football. I mean, we're talking about, hey, it's new beginnings, it's a new staff coming in, it's new players. We'll see. You know, it's exciting, and then all of a sudden, this just taints the week, and it's sad. Because Mickey's a guy that the state loves in terms of what he did with the program.
Absolutely.
People wanted to be the head coach. They for sure wanted him on the staff. And now all this is just gone.
Yeah.
It's lost.
He became a beloved figure in a short
and understandably so. Took over a very tough situation, performed pretty well.
And beat Iowa.
He beat Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, beat Iowa less than a week ago.
How long ago does that seem from now?
A long time.
Like a ago. It was just
because
not
of
even a
everything
week
that's
ago.
happened other than that. I mean, they beat Iowa. That's a unfortunate part of that Iowa game too. How lost in the shuffle it's even more now lost in the shuffle. It was already lost in the shuffle.
It was.
Finally beat Iowa, Jake.
Yep.
Right.
And it's like no one cares anymore. We're on to what's next.
Yeah.
We didn't have the chance to celebrate long term. It was gone.
There was a celebration
One night.
though.
Yeah, me and AD celebrated on the
did.
post game show.
Yes, we did.
and that's
and,
the kids.
I went I was like, anybody else here? Because AD, no one showed up but you, man. And I live so close to Tanner's.
Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah, I looked at Tanner. Yes, and Jake's face looked at me like a long lost friend. Buddy, you're here.
Step in.
Because I couldn't imagine. I got so much respect for Jake, for Nick, and Rico, for Bach, the guys that that are the masterminds behind this. DP, that they can run the board. I mean, think about this. Jake brings all the equipment down there, gets it all set up. Nick does the same thing, and Rico can do the same thing. Bach can do the same thing. And I'm thinking,
Exactly.
That's a lot.
I know. We just have to show up. And
Yeah, we just show up like, hey, let's order some wings. Let's get some drinks. Jake's like, he's wiping sweat off his brow. He just plowed 40 acres.
Come on, guys. Take a seat.
We just have to show up
the
and
look
talk.
on his face, because I came with one of my older brothers, and Daniel whispers to me, he goes, yo, dog. He goes, little bro. He goes, he set all this up. He was like, hey, he goes, get that man a drink.
Yeah.
We had a fun time.
I hope you understand, Jake. We don't take that for granted.
That's okay.
I don't.
No.
I don't take it for granted. I can literally walk in here 2 minutes before the show, sit
It's all
down,
good to
everything's
go.
ready,
Yeah.
and I just start talking.
Yeah, our engineers, and again, I'm gonna say I can't say it enough. Jake and Nick and Rico and Bach, those guys, and they deal with knuckleheads like us all the time.
I know.
You know, the different
I know.
personalities that
I
are
know.
all over the
Oh,
place,
God.
and we're texting them stuff. I want you to play this song, and if you can get this one for me, and I'll be texting Rico and Nick like sometimes at midnight,
Yeah.
and they're like, dude, why is this dude texting me right now, man?
Yeah.
You know, Rico's got kids at home.
Yeah.
You know, Nick is trying to get his sleep. You
Yeah.
know, and I
Yeah,
blow
there's
those
no
guys
sleep
up.
over there.
But yet every morning they come in and they get it together just like you do, Jake.
Yep,
So again,
Jake does
kudos
it.
to you. And then on days like this where it's extra tough,
Ugh.
you know, it's I kudos to our engineers, man.
Yep.
And rodeos,
And
not
Jake.
just engineers. They got where they were and sales, you know, with Jake. So they do it all. They do it
All right,
all.
that's
All right.
enough. That's
And another thing they do.
That's enough.
Jake's like, you know, keep it coming. Tell me more.
That's it.
Tell me more about me.
By the way, before
Yes,
we get out of
Jake.
here,
Yes.
I promised people I would mention this. Nebraska volleyball begins their tournament tonight, 7 p.m. Delaware State in Lincoln.
7 p.m. at
the Vandy Center.
Okay, 7 p.m.
So volleyball,
Thank you.
we'll have an update on that tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. We will have an update.
Nebraska,
And
Delaware State.
Rico will be covering that.
Yes,
Rico
Rico will be there.
Yep.
So we'll have
Rico,
that
has he
covered for
become sort of the resident volleyball
Yes,
expert?
he is.
Yep.
He's the expert. He's the
Raph,
man
where are
covering.
you on that?
I'm right there. Let's go, Big Red.
My man.
Let's get her done.
I'm right there, baby. That's the right
Do
answer.
you
Let's go.
understand volleyball at a high level, Raph?
I'd say average level, more than soccer, more than hockey.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd say it's up there.
Do you understand the rotation?
The rotations are a little. I'm catching on to them a little bit, but I'm starting to understand where you want your position players and I don't know. I can't get too intricate. I'm no John Cook, that's for sure. I'm probably more like the assistant coach of the horse, because I'm guessing the horse probably doesn't know rotations either, but maybe he does. I don't know. He is an assistant coach.
I like the response. I'm right there. Where are you at with it? I'm right there, baby. That's the way to be in this life. I'm right there. All right, fellas. The Drive is next with Raph and AD. For Steve Sipple, I am Jake Sorensen. See ya.
Gaina hiring CDL Class A and B drivers.